Now, in terms of you were mentioning Kurt's pop sensibilities, another thing that I've read is that when he wrote About a Girl, he was actually at first apprehensive about possibly recording it and putting it out on the record because he was a little concerned about how the punk grunge audience might receive that song. Did you ever get that vibe from him that he was a bit uncomfortable with that song?
No, not at all. He completely wanted to do that song. He was a little, he did actually kind of, he prefaced it a little bit when he was about to record it with me. He said, okay, I'm going to do something different here. It's going to be kind of more of a pop tune. And I said, great, okay, because I think he was aware that after doing the session with Dale and after doing, some of the early stuff with Chad, which was probably songs that had been left over from the period where they were playing with Dale, a lot of it was pretty heavy riff rock. That's what much of Bleach is. It's heavy riff rock in a sort of a 70s riff rock sort of vein. And About a Girl it's a straight up jangly pop tune. So yeah, About a Girl. He sort of hinted around a little bit that, maybe this was a direction he was going to be pursuing more in the future. He kind of, I don't remember his exact words, but he seemed like, yeah, I'm kind of getting tired of this slow, heavy stuff, and I'm going to start writing more stuff like this. But, so we're going to put this on the Bleach record and see what people think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually find that fascinating because there are multiple, sites online, of course, internet, that says he was actually a bit nervous about putting it out there. So you're saying that was...
Well, I don't think he was nervous. He wasn't nervous with me, I don't know what he said to other people. I have no idea. In the studio, he wasn't nervous about it. He was maybe a little apprehensive that it was going to not fit with all the other material, I think. Mm-hmm. And it is kind of a singular song.
Yeah.
But, he played it fully confident, sang it fully confident, knew exactly what he wanted to do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he said to other people.
No worries. I just find that interesting because coming from the source, that's different from what's online. So, another example of, online can often be distorted.
No, he smiled when he said it. He said, no, now I'm going to do this other thing now. So, he said, we're going to try something different. He basically just let me know that this was going to be different than the other stuff. That was all. I think he was sort of preparing me. He's like, well, wait, I'm going to do this other thing now. Don't get the wrong idea. It didn't bother me any. It's a great song. I'm really a pop guy, actually. Nobody seems to know that, but yeah, I kind of am. I like a big guitar riff as much as anybody, but I like a melody and I like a hook, regardless of what the style of music is. Mm-hmm. So, and I mean, a hook could be a really, really good guitar riff. It could be a really, really good groove, but something that sticks in your head. That's kind of the whole point. And that's kind of what makes pop music, really. Is it a hook? Does it stick in your head?
About a Girl is the third track on Nirvana's debut record, Bleach. Previously, I made a video regarding some of the details and history behind About a Girl. If you haven't already seen it, or if you'd like to see it again, here it is.
About a Girl is literally about a girl. Kurt Cobain wrote the song in 1988, and it's well known that Kurt Cobain was a big fan of the Beatles. One afternoon in 88, while listening to the Beatles album Meet the Beatles repeatedly, he wrote About a Girl. If you listen to that song, you can definitely hear that there is a Beatles-esque vibe to it. One day at a Nirvana rehearsal, Chad Channing, the drummer for the band at the time, asked Kurt what this song was about. In Chad's own words, I remember we were rehearsing the song not long before we went in and recorded the record, Bleach. Kurt was just playing the song and we were working it out. I asked Kurt what the song was and Kurt was like, well, I don't really know. And then I said, well, what's it about? And he says, it's about a girl. And I said, well, why don't you just call it About a Girl? And he just kind of looked at me and smiled and said, okay. The song deals with Kurt Cobain's relationship with his girlfriend at the time, Tracy Marander. Tracy Marander was a very loving girlfriend who took good care of Kurt. Tracy would often support Kurt financially. She would take care of most of the house chores. In many ways, she was very motherly to Kurt. Take a look at this interview clip of mine with Alice Wheeler, a close friend of both Tracy Marander's and Kurt Cobain's, who talks about the similarities she noticed between Tracy Marander's personality and Kurt Cobain's grandmother's personality. It's pretty interesting. Take a look.
I met Kurt through Tracy Marander. his first girlfriend in Olympia. And Tracy and I were friends when I moved to Olympia, and I was going to the Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington. And I used to hang out with Tracy before she started dating Kurt. She lived at a punk rock house called the Alamo on the east side of Olympia with some other people that I knew that were in the band Danger Mouse. And, you know, it was a pretty low-key scene. We'd go see music all the time. We'd drive up to Seattle to see music just for the night. The traffic wasn't that bad yet. You could go from here to there, no problem, just for the night. And Tracy was from Tacoma, so we'd go to Tacoma a lot. And so I knew her. Most of the songs, except for the very last album, were written while he was with Tracy. They were good friends. He and Tracy stayed good friends, and he talked to her regularly and stuff. And actually, I met his grandfather before he passed away.
Leland.
Yeah, and I went to his house. Like, he lived between Aberdeen and Montesano in a trailer. And, or a manufactured home. I think it was a little bit fancier than a trailer, you know. He was talking about his wife that died right around the same time that Kurt did. And they were almost like parents to Kurt. And his wife, just from what he was saying and just seeing her house, reminded me so much of Tracy. I can totally see that.
As mentioned, Tracy did most of the housework while Kurt and her were living together. When Tracy would go to work, Kurt Cobain would often still be at the home, and so Tracy would leave notes for him to read, and these notes basically had instructions for him to do certain things like cleaning the kitchen or taking care of the laundry or certain house chores, in essence. Instead of actually cleaning the house, however, Kurt wrote a song called Clean Up Before She Comes Home, which was released in 2004 on the With the Lights Out box set. Sticking with the theme of Tracy's notes, a demo version of About a Girl, which Kurt recorded at the Olympia house they were living in, directly addresses these notes in the lyrics. Don't pin a note to me, I do promise to agree. Interestingly, Kurt Cobain never told Tracy that About a Girl was about her. Tracy herself has said that she only learned that that song was about her after reading Michael Azerrad's biography, Come As You Are, The Story of Nirvana. To add another layer to things, while Kurt and Tracy were dating, Tracy had asked Kurt why he hadn't written a song about her before. So her asking Kurt that question is partly what inspired him to write About a Girl, but he never told her. The version of About a Girl, which appears on Nirvana's debut record Bleach, was recorded and produced by Jack Endino at some point between December of 1988 and January of 1989. It's a song which really sticks out on that record because, for the most part, Bleach is a very dark, classic grunge record. But About a Girl does not sound like your typical grunge song. If anything, it sounds much closer to a Beatles song. And Kurt was actually very apprehensive about that because he felt that putting a song like About a Girl on Bleach might not be a good idea because it could potentially alienate his grunge audience, his grunge fan base. In Kurt's own words, even to put About a Girl on Bleach was a risk. I was heavily into pop, I really liked REM, and I was into all kinds of old 60s stuff. But there was a lot of pressure within that social scene, the underground, like the kind of thing you get in high school. And to put a jangly REM type of pop song on a grunge record in that scene was risky. Despite Kurt's reservations, About a Girl did end up on Bleach, and producer Jack Endino was particularly optimistic about that song. He felt that it could possibly be a single, which it turns out About a Girl did become a single. Sorta. We'll get into that in a bit. I think Kurt felt nervous about putting About a Girl on there, but he was very insistent on it. He said, I've got a song that's totally different from the others. Jack, you've got to just humor me here, because we're going to do this real pop tune. The question was raised at some point, gee, I wonder if Sub Pop's going to like this, and we decided, who cares? Sub Pop said nothing. In fact, I think they liked it a lot. About a Girl has been cited by many as the first Nirvana song which really showcased Kurt's ability to be a great pop songwriter. In my video about On a Plane, I talk more in detail about what it means when people refer to Kurt as a pop songwriter. If you want to see that video, it's in the description box below. With regards to the pop sensibilities in About a Girl, Butch Vig, the producer from Nirvana's second album Nevermind, mentioned that hearing About a Girl was the first sign to him that Nirvana was more than just a grunge band. Everyone talks about Kurt's love affair with the whole punk scene, but he was also a huge Beatles fan. And the more time we spent together, the more obvious their influence on his songwriting became. About a Girl was first performed live in February of 1989 at an Evergreen State College dorm party in Olympia, Washington. Bleach was released on June 15, 1989, and the two singles from the album were Love Buzz, with Big Cheese as the B-side, and Blue, which is both a song and an EP. I'll get into that in another video. About a Girl was not released as a single or even as a promotional single from Bleach, but Nirvana did perform About a Girl as part of their set for the MTV Unplugged performance in 1993. The album, MTV Unplugged in New York, was released on November 1st, 1994. The live version of About a Girl, which appears on the album, was released as a single on October 24th, 1994, a week before the full album itself was released. About a Girl remains one of Nirvana's most popular songs, not just amongst fans though, amongst critics as well. In NME's 2004 list of their 20 greatest Nirvana songs ever, About a Girl was ranked second. Q Magazine ranked About a Girl second on their top 10 Nirvana songs back in 2004, and Rolling Stone Magazine ranked About a Girl 8th out of 102 Nirvana songs in 2015. To date, there are 4 known recordings of About a Girl. The demo version recorded by Kurt in 1988, the version which appears on Bleach, which was recorded at some point between December 88 and January 89, and 2 unreleased studio recordings of About a Girl. The first of these 2 unreleased studio recordings was recorded on October 26, 1989 at Maida Valley Studios in London, England. Officially, it remains unreleased, but there are bootlegs of it online, and it is available on the compilation CD Nirvana The Complete Radio Sessions. That CD, however, is not considered an official Nirvana release. The second unreleased studio recording was done on November 1st, 1989 at Villa 65 in Hilversum, Netherlands. That song also remains technically unreleased, even though there are bootlegs of it available online as well. For me personally, I think that About a Girl is a great song, and I think that its placement on Bleach was a very important move, because it showed that Nirvana was a multi-dimensional band, that they could write pop-esque songs as well as they could write grunge songs. If you guys like Nirvana, please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more Nirvana videos coming, and there's a lot more here as well. Thank you for watching.